me get this. I apologize. I forgot to do that initially, record it. But as I was working with this woman who was in pain for 4 years, and the doctors couldn't figure out what the heck was wrong with her. She was having a difficult time. Um, let's see. Wilma, no, you can speak up at any time, please. Don't worry about it. This is open and free. When I'm on a dialogue, don't cut me off because I'll lose my memory from what I was talking about. So as I was working with her, she was healed from the pain, but there's other dilemmas and dramas and traumas that come up as well that we got to and are still addressing in life. So, um, you know, I think the sessions are great. And I love doing this mini quickie healing circle because I'm able to work with people and take care of one thing. I won't work with the emotional. I don't want to spill that out in front of other people. I like working with one part of the body, say if it's an arm or a head or one of your legs or something like that. I have no medical experience. Sometimes I'll perceive of things and I'll see it. If I do, I'll express it. Or if I see something else uh, that might be minutia, I'll burst out laughing inside my head. And I'm not it's not that I'm not. I don't take on the workings of in, uh, as a psychic. It's not my job, and I let other people do that. So I can't tell you what the weather's going to be tomorrow without looking at the app, and that's usually wrong as well. Or what color hair you should have for your next date or something. I don't go there. And um, any questions I can try to answer? Oh, please, come on, something. I believe in God. Other people call it higher self. Other people call it Yahweh or Buddha, Muhammad, whatever. Doesn't matter. Allah. And other people see it as a higher source or the cause of everything. Some people will call it the nameless one. It doesn't care. It does not care what we call it, as long as we're accepting and knowing that a source exists. That's all it gets off on.
So, so
So
Mark, so
please,
Mark, then there's a question, it's Mary.
hi.
When, hi, because you always, when you go around, you say, what it is that you want to work on today. So when I give you something, the particular area, are you seeing a vibration in that area? Are you seeing anything? Or are you simply just opening up to source to flow through me to that area? Do you
Cool
see
question.
something? Okay.
Yeah. Years and years ago, I wanted to see more of other aspects of us, and I used to see the vibrations and the frequencies and stuff like that. I just don't go there anymore. Um, it's more immediate if I can see sometimes a causal, sometimes I'll see a causal of something at a specific age or a dynamic that might have happened. Um, but I won't say that in front of other people. I'll just, for private appointments, if I should. And there's other times that I'll get when I'm looking deeper and deeper and deeper inside myself. I'll say, "Oh, what is this? What is this?" And as I go into the depth of what I call the mind of the godliness, the divinity, um, uh, I might sometimes even get, "It's none of your business. Just keep working." And so that happens as well. I hope that answers the question. And we see and we hear through our knowing. We know things at times in our life. We know things. It's different from our thinking. Our thinking is a self-projection, and this is just a whole different ball game.
So you're
We know
changing,
things.
you're helping me change my vibration.
What I'm doing is does someone else have another thing on there? 1 second here. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. All right. Good. Um, what was I saying? So,
Well, I'm asking, I'm trying to understand what you do, but how that then, what I'm going to feel as my vibration, can I change my frequency, my vibration that will then lead to my healing of this particular?
when I'm working with you, no. I prefer to see it. In my perception, is that uh, here we are all of our lives. We created who we are, what we are, where we are today. So step aside and let someone else take over. And otherwise, what we're doing here, let me let this person in. What we're doing is um, adding to what we've created within us. And we don't want to do that because we made us into who we are, what we are, why we are today, if that makes sense. So uh, it's, you know, it's somehow another a story flashed in my head, a scene from many, many years ago when people used to wear pagers, beepers. And they say, "Oh, I got to take this pager or beeper off, because it's going to interfere with the healing." I said, "Do you think God cares?" So, you know, uh, it doesn't matter as long as you're going to a source. When you're coming to me and you're saying, "Hey, look, I need help with something," I prefer there's no other help by you helping me, if that makes sense. God's going to take over. And God's going to do it. What I refer to as God, other people call it other names. So I hope that almost addresses the question. Okay. Hey there, Aria. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Any other comments or questions? Don't make this too easy for me, please. Try to stump me.
I had a
I love
question,
it.
Mark.
Please, Jesse.
So let's say at some point in your life you had an injury or you fell and you hurt yourself and you have this vivid memory of that occurring. Is there um, a case to be made for going back into the memory and reenacting or imagining a different outcome?
Yeah, that's what I teach as in my workshops and in
Okay, I probably
appointments and
learned it
stuff.
from you then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I enjoy it. There's one tool that I use, and it's having the person focus on that memory, the destructive memory of something that had happened with them physically. Try not to do this with emotional or mental disabilities. Uh, it, it's take. I have the person, and I won't give all the story. I'll just give part of it. I'll have the person focus on um, that dynamic, that dilemma, drama or trauma that happens with them, and I'll have them focus as deep as they can, and then I'll do something, and then have them focus on if it wasn't like that, what would it be like? And this whole thing takes, oh, good, someone else. And this whole thing takes maybe about 5 seconds or up to 30 seconds, depending upon the person's stubbornness. And uh, and then I'll have them refocus on the destructive quality, and they usually won't remember it or they can't reproduce it in their life. It'll be gone. So that's a neat tool. It's a neat tool. And I love teaching these things. Um, all right, good. Um, any other questions about that or anything else I can try to answer before we start here? Please, please. Um,
So in this healing circle,
yes,
um,
Nancy.
Are you going to tell us, when you begin, how you want us to
Oh
be?
yeah, no sweat.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm more scared than you are. So, or nervous.
No, no fear.
All right. And for the past oh God, 2000 or so workshops and larger speaking events, uh, whenever I've started since day one, I've been nervous as all heck. And I just know talk, no matter what comes out of my mouth, it's going to be correct for some reason or another. The idea comes to me through knowing, and I try to express it. So sometimes it's difficult for me. In any case, uh, hey Cindy, how you doing?
Good.
Are you there? Yeah, excellent. Where are you from, Cindy?
I'm in Queen Creek, Arizona.
Oh, fantastic.
Not far.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you. So in any case, what I was going to say earlier was if someone's interested in an appointment with me, fantastic. Either in person or Zoom, telephone or FaceTime. And all the information's on the website. And there's also, if you find it within your heart, there's a gifting tab at the very bottom. If you should experience something either immediately or incrementally in your life. Everyone has their own needs and their own way of healing. And I keep that in mind. And it's all in God's providence, the way it wants it to, and the person to heal. And I like to keep it that way. Uh, Most people will experience something right away, as I said earlier, and some people will go to the doctor and say, I got to figure it out, for the first time in 5 years or 50 years. So, all right. Any other final questions or comments, please?
I have another one.
Please, Nancy.
So from what I understand, you're going to ask us what we want you to
Yes.
focus on.
Yeah.
And how do I make that choice if there's a couple of things going on?
The thing that's bothering you the most in your life, or something uh, you just choose otherwise for me to work with.
And
You just tell me
you
one thing. Yes.
and you want it to be one thing that's physical.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, the emotional
Okay.
I don't want to touch right now in front of people.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, cool. Anything else, please? Sam, any questions or comments?
How does the emotional part work?
With the emotional, usually when a person begins their conversation with me, the first word sometimes, or the first sentence, or within 2 or 3 sentences, I'll get an idea of what to work with. And then we talk about it, we chat. And it's in the chatting that I try to make it real casual. And sometimes I'll tell stories about myself that pertain to the other person. And believe me, I've been through it too. So I'm not infallible. Uh, and then usually by the end of the session or prior to the end, people will get an idea of a change that they can participate in if they choose to. And half the time, uh, it's through that session that we have that the person has an enlightening moment or an understanding and or changes in their body and in their mind. And other times they have homework. They have to participate as well. And
I
I'll
see.
give exercises most likely, not all the time, but most likely I do.
So do you engage the imagination in the same way with that?
Imagination means to image in action, and that's what I work with uh, uh, through my imagination. And that's how I get to know things through seeing and hearing through the imagination. Just like I utilize the imagination when I work with people here, which I'll be doing, is I'll imagine that I'm touching a part of the body that is being distraught or sometimes I'll go to another part of the body that's the causal. And most often people experience something. I don't want to make any claims. I don't diagnose, and I don't tell anyone they're healed. I let people pretty much tell me what's happened with them, either immediately or incrementally in their life. But when I work with someone, it's I'm always in the mode of imagination. And when a person tells me a situation, I'll immediately start working with them. And you may sense either nothing, or you may experience heat or cold or vibration, staticky, or frequency, or you may feel air going through your muscles or bones, or something, or nothing, you know. But if nothing happens, it doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Some people need to feel things, other people don't. There's no right or wrong or good or bad in the mind of God, in my perception. At least that's the way it's been for 48 years now. So, all right. Yeah, please, Cheryl.
So I can feel energy coming from you. Is that
Cool.
always flowing through you?
Yes, it's always on. It's always on. Even if I'm being a nut or a jerk, it's still on. You know?
It's amazing.
And, you know, we all have it, though. I'm not special. I'm not, honest to God. We all have it. I just practice more with it. And so as we practice, it becomes, over time, it becomes more prevalent. It becomes more powerful in power, force, and energy. And
So
that's
you're
just the
priming
nature
the
of
pump.
things. Yeah. And the pump, you know, just keeps on going. But it's not needed to prime it again. It's always on whenever we're available to recognize it. And it's like the old days of describing, you plug something in, and then you flick the switch of the lamp, then you see the light. But then came electronics, and there was something called an AND OR gate. That's when the electronic is always on. And it just is. That's the nature of electricity now, you know, and the way we utilize it. Any other comments or questions? I like these a lot. Anything, anyone?
Oh, I just wanted
Uh,
to say something, Mark.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, from working with you for a long, long time and some others, it's part of my kind of morning ritual after going through the last 14 years with what I've been told is Lyme disease or some kind of heavy metals, some kind of toxic substances
Sure.
in my body, that I visualize light coming down through me. I actually put my hands up and visualize it coming through my crown
Yeah.
and kind of flushing out my body, and saying that, you know, I keep flushing out. And over the years, I've gotten, you know, better and better with, you know, just changes in diet and other
Cool.
things, but using all the tools at my disposal, including yours.
Yes. Yes. And that's one perspective that works. There's so many different perspectives, and they all work. And what I personally use is, I don't even imagine the light coming down anymore. And for me personally, in my own experience, what I utilize is recognizing that there's a life within me. And I let that shine forth. I let that permeate into my cells, my muscles, my bones, my tissue, every cell in my body, and also through my blood. And I focus on that. That's what I do if ever in need, when I call upon God if I'm dying. And then usually by the next morning I'm not dead. And so far. So but I only use it when I'm dying. And so and which has been 2 or 3 times. So any other comments or questions, please, that I can try to answer? This is good stuff. Thanks, Paul. Anything? All right. I say let's rock and roll. Uh, I'll work with someone for maybe a minute or 2 minutes, and please share with me. And yeah, thanks, Wilma. Please share with me, if anything has happened, you feel or sense something, even while we're doing this. Try not to analyze it or think about it or critique it or judge it or anything else. Uh, eh, Say you're asking for a healing, so allow it to happen, unbeknownst to you. Allow it to happen, and let the old man or old woman upstairs take over. And Jesse, is there any one thing you would like me to work with, my friend?
Yeah. The thing, if I had to choose one, it would be the neck, upper neck, sorry, base of my neck, upper spine, kind
Okay,
of where the shoulders and neck meet.
okay. And
Um,
is it hurting now?
yeah, at this point, it's
Yeah,
kind of like one of those ongoing pains that you almost get used to, but it gets so tense after so long because
yeah,
uh, it
yeah.
was an injury. It was an injury, kind of like a sudden jarring of the neck at one point.
What about and do you remember an injury also? I don't know if it's this one or not, but do you remember an injury also at the 4 years ago that you can immediately think of? And if not, that's fine. It was like a shock trauma to your body.
Nothing immediately comes up.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work with you a little bit. Let's see what we can do. And everyone, when I work with you, just relax and enjoy, and wonder, but don't think, but wonder. Try to stop yourself from thinking. Wonder what's happening without any idea. All right, Jesse. Move around a little bit, Jesse, and tell me if you notice any difference at all. Be candid, please.
I don't notice any significant difference.
Okay. Let's see what happens. And please don't be downhearted that nothing happened, because it's not the end of the story. Please.
Mhm.
All right. All right, good. And I'm
Thank
going to
you.
come
Thank
back
you,
to you
Mark.
too as well.
Okay.
Oh, one last thing I want to do here. You got it, my friend. Blessings to you. All right.
Thank you.
Michelle, please. There you go.
Thank you.
Sure.
My right knee, I hyperextended my knees half a lifetime ago, and the
Oh,
right one keeps healing and then faking it or something. So I just need strength there. Thank you.
sure, my pleasure.
I feel like effervescence or something all around my neck.
Yeah. Move your knee around.
I am. It's not causing me any grief. It's when I'm holding a baby and going upstairs.
Oh, okay.
And when
Quick,
I go
grab
for
a
walks in
baby
the
and go
morning with the
upstairs.
baby, I'm like, oh my God. So I pray a lot more than I used to. Thank you. I hope this helps. Thank you.
I pray it does. Thank
Thank
you. All righty. Let's go to Mary, please. Anything in particular, my dear?
Yes, if you would work maybe with the energy in my digestive system in the pancreas in particular, I'm going to be having, I don't want to schedule it, but I probably should schedule my MRI just as my checkup. There's some cysts there. They've been steady, but the enzymes won't go down. So
Okay.
I need that area worked on. Thank you.
And the doctor gave you the correct antibiotics and everything?
I haven't had to take that.
Okay, no problem. I know nothing medically, honest to God. And so I just say things that come to me. But all right. You may actually feel a warmth coming.
Mhm. Yes.
There you go, my dear.
Thank you.
Did you have a little experience in that?
I could definitely feel that warmth, and I'm just feeling a little more balanced.
Cool. All right, let's see what happens. And please do keep me updated, everyone. I'm most curious.
Thank you.
I've always been curious of what happens with people. And so,
And
Sam, I'm
may
sorry,
I?
go ahead.
Well, only because you worked with me a year ago before I had that surgery, and
Yes.
everything was clear, and a good report in April about that. So thank you.
Blessings to you. Blessings to you. And please do keep me updated about this one. All right. Sam, my friend, talk with me.
Yeah, so I think I may have like candida overgrowth, and maybe my lymphatic system is not working properly. So I'm feeling some something in the creases around my groin. And then when it's really bad, I also feel it here and behind the knees.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. What I'm suggesting is, um, and I know nothing medically, and I'm not giving advice, but um, sometimes and I keep getting the strong message for you too, is that um, vitamins won't do anything, or supplements, if that makes sense for you.
Okay.
All right. Uh, they're not addressing the situations if you should be taking them. They're not addressing the situations that are appropriate for you.
Okay. I spent a lot of money on a lot of vitamins.
I know, I understand. So, all right. I just wanted to share that, personal perspective. All right. And so what it's going to take is uh, diet more than anything for you. And I am a junk food junkie. And my diet is coffee and almond M&Ms. So Yes. And so, and all right. So let me work with you a little bit here. All right, my dear friend. All right. One more thing I want to do with you first. All right, you got it. How do you feel, Sam?
It's interesting. I'm quite visual, with my inner sight.
Sure.
So I see like this light, and just this light, just like
What color is it?
uh, it's like a yellow.
Yes. And the yellow will turn into a green.
Okay.
As you focus on the yellow, it'll keep developing and developing over time into more and more of a green.
Yeah.
Cool. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Thank you.
My honor. Uh, Cheryl, my dear friend, talk with me.
Um, I would love it, Mark, if you could help me sleep through the night. I wake up in the middle of the night.
Um, what I recommend, and I do this, I only average maybe 2 to 4 hours a night of sleep. And sometimes, other times I'll have no sleep, and other times I'll get up to 5 hours. Very few times though. And what I've learned to do over the many, many, many years is when I go to bed, I only go to bed with the intent of resting. I don't go to bed with the intent of sleeping, if that makes sense. And and you've experienced this, I know, in 5 minutes or 20 minutes of dozing, going to sleep, you have energy for 4 hours or 6 hours from that. So it's your body. Let me start off saying this first. We die in stages in our life. At the first stage is at birth, when we take in our first breath, which creates an oxidation, a deterioration within us. The second stage comes in around approximately 40, 45 years of age. That's when we begin to biologically change in our bodies. Uh, and uh, and that creates uh, sometimes medical issues or whatever. The third stage is around 60 to 65, give or take. And that's when we begin to physiologically change according to our life's experiences and understandings and whatever. So, and the fourth stage is years later, I pray so, which is, where we physically pass. And even though it's not the end of life. So, um, what's happening is you're experiencing the third stage where there's change. the biological and the physiological as well. And I believe, though, that we can make it easier, uh, that we don't have to go through a lot of the dilemmas, dramas, and traumas, that we kind of set ourselves up for whatever should come. It's almost like all of our life we've created a bruise, and now all the memory from that bruise gets to play out. We can make it less amount, recognizing that we're just going through a stage, and that's all. And there can be peace in that stage. And if we can almost visualize that or wonder about that, the stages become easier. So I'm going to work with you uh, with that stage that's happening to you in that third stage. I just wanted to give a little explanation. And it's like a consciousness. And I'm going to see if I can get into that consciousness and disrupt it. Okay. Do you work a lot with the spiritual, Cheryl?
Yeah,
Okay. Get away from blue light.
okay. I'm in front of a computer all day long, 10 hours a day.
Okay. All right. If you can get a blue light screen
Blue
to cut
blocker.
that off, because
Okay.
that's what is for you in your life, you in particular. I'm not saying everyone else.
Yeah.
That's what's activating an activation in your mind
Okay.
and uh, and in your psyche. That's the
Okay.
cause.
Okay. That makes sense. I spend a lot of time in front of a screen. Yeah.
Yes. And a lot of people they focus on blue light in them and all like that. And it's nice to do that, but it also disturbs them, if that makes sense.
Yes, definitely. What I find is I wake up in the middle of the night and then I can't go back to sleep and I have to get up at 5. So it's like,
Yes,
it's like,
I
and then
understand.
I have to go to work for 10 hours and I commute for 2 hours. And it's like, I really need about 5 to 6 good hours of sleep, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
thank you very much.
yeah.
I
Get a
can really feel
screen.
the expansiveness opening up inside
Good,
my torso here. That was wonderful. Thank you.
cool. Enjoy it. And it's never the end of the story. Even when you don't um, experience that expansiveness later, know that it's already there. It's already there. It never goes away. It just incorporates within us. It meshes within us once you have that experience of that. Cool.
Thank you.
Good. And wonder about that expansiveness too. Good. All right, cool. Nancy. All right, my friend.
Alrighty. Still having a difficult time choosing, but I think I'll go with how much do you want to know?
Um, Briefly, just the facts, ma'am.
Yeah, so I had a bilateral mastectomy, and so the incision goes from the plane of my back across to the plane of my back on the other side, and having uh lumps and bumps that aren't explained yet, perhaps inflammation, but
Okay.
waiting for healing and
All
pain.
righty. All righty. And they've diagnosed those as tumors?
No, they removed
Good.
breasts and the tumor, so
Okay, good. Excellent. All right. So
this is
when did you have the mastectomy?
October 8th.
Okay. All right. You may also experience a warmth within you, hon.
Yes.
What I'd like you to do, close your eye, keep them closed, and imagine breathing in what I refer to as, and what the good book says, the old book says that God breathed through the nostrils of man and woman, gave him life. Well, imagine breathing in the breath of God and taking it slow motion all the way down into the lowest part of your belly and let it slow motion come out of your mouth. And I want you to give me what comes out of your mouth. Breathe again really deep. You're breathing in the breath of God, what it might be like. Open up your eyes and tell me what it feels like inside your chest and move around a little bit. Tell me if it's just uncomfortable or not, or better, or the same.
Um, well,
What do you think?
my experience at first was tingling. Still tightness. There was an expansiveness there for a moment. And still tight. And it was actually at first was extending into the first part of my arms, first the right side, then the left side.
And how does it feel now? Be candid.
Well, without movement, okay, just feels pressure.
Okay.
If I breathe in or move, there's still pain and tightness.
Okay. Let me do one more little thing, okay, hon?
Got kind of a stabbing one just now.
Understand though that uh, because of the surgical procedure, there's the muscles are shifting and changing and finding different direction and reconnecting. And that also is going to create some discomforts. But let's see if this doesn't take care of a lot of the discomforts that you've had.
Okay.
Okay. And I can't wait to meet you when I get to
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
same here. Thank you.
All righty.
Bless you.
Blessings to you. And someone wrote, when you're working with one person, will those of us listening receive? Yes, there's always an emanation of energies if it's a directed energy, always. So, all right. And just enjoy it if you should experience that. All right. All right, my friend, Paul, please.
And Mark, sometimes going along with that, I will, in the quiet here, even though I have ringing in my ears from everything that's going on, I'll hear different frequencies. I can,
Yes.
as you're working. I've had, well, you know, I've had for a long time these neurological symptoms that have gotten better and better over since this all started like 14 years ago. But it seems to, and it's morphed. And the last week or two is kind of more intense, like in my chest and even in my stomach. And then it's sort of like a switch goes on and off, and all of a sudden I'll be like, and I have a couple like the last few days were just like I feel totally normal and at peace in my body again. And then today it was like not too bad, but some of those same things. So I'm still getting some like it's like this pressure in my chest, a little bit in my stomach. That's what's going on.
Okay. Even if you've been on guard with your heart is strong. My perception.
Okay.
I don't know if that's been on your mind. Rick, go ahead.
No, well, no. I mean, I feel like for everything that I've been through, that I'm always grateful. I tell my body, thank you for being so strong,
Cool.
for getting me through all of this. As I'm about to turn 65 in a little over a month.
You're a youngin. All right. All right. Let me work with or ask a blessing on healing for you.
Thank you.
I'm curious about something though.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets hungry. They know the sensation of getting hungry. Do you have at times hunger pangs? Just curious about
I
that.
would say rarely. My wife may say otherwise. Okay. Well, I'll say if I don't eat for a certain length of time, then I will turn into kind of a bear, but a little cranky.
And you don't feel sensations in your body like craving to eat, where it's a pang, where you.
Maybe a little bit, but like I said, it's usually if I totally kind of blew by lunch. Usually breakfast, I have a kind of my routine.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to. Maybe eat a little bit more to nurture and satisfy your body.
Mm-hmm.
That might be part of the sensation that you're experiencing in your chest and your abdominal cavity.
So like have an apple, have a snack or something in
Yeah.
between meals, that type of thing.
Yes. Most
Okay.
important.
Okay.
Most important. And I did ask a blessing on you, so
Okay.
we'll see how that turns out.
Thank you. Appreciate
All right,
it.
cool. And that will definitely satisfy your body more, I would think, and eliminate some of those sensations that you're getting. in your
Okay.
chest and your belly.
So, all right. So more coffee and almond M&Ms, right?
Yes. Yes. Converted another one, God. Beam me up. All right.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Sam. Talk to me.
Hi, Mark. If you could help me with exhaustion, I'm just so tired. I work 3 jobs, so I know why I'm tired, but I do feel like it's just getting worse and worse. Like right now, I can barely keep my eyes open.
One thing, it's good to sleep. It's good to take care of your body. The body needs rest and or sleep. And when we do that, we're clear. So it's just like the exercise I was describing earlier. When you go to bed for the purpose of rest. And even if you fall asleep, still going with the intent to rest. And there'll be more refreshment within you when you awaken from your sleep. Does that make sense, hon?
Yes, I just think that it's just getting worse in that I feel like I'm going to bed earlier and earlier. I'm going to bed.
Because, there's not rest.
Oh.
There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important to know that we're getting proper rest and not just go to sleep that we can wake up and start the day over again, but going to bed with rest and watching every piece of tissue that you're composed of, and every vessel and neuron just resting.
Okay.
But when it's resting, know that it's refreshing. And going to sleep is an excuse to wake up to the next day and start over again, oftentimes.
Yeah.
And that's exhausting for the mind and the body.
Okay.
Does that almost make sense, hon?
I think so.
Any questions about that I can try to answer?
No, my students who are 10 years old were making fun of me that I go to bed before them.
You'll notice a change if you take a look at rest
Okay.
and wonder about it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, go with resting, there's a regeneration.
Okay.
Sleep is it could be turned into a villain in a sense.
Okay.
Oh my God, I gotta wake up tomorrow morning and start all over again. I gotta go to sleep, you know, or I feel like sleeping now because I'm so exhausted. Go with the rest
Okay.
and watching your body inside resting.
Okay.
Then you'll awaken with a different picture of life.
Okay. I'll give
Try
it.
that.
I will.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Let me ask a blessing on you. Yeah, when you're uh, going to sleep, knowing that you're going to wake up, oh, I got another day tomorrow. There's a destruction that's happening. And in the destruction, we're wearing out, which
Okay.
sounds like what's happening with you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And when we're resting, it's for there's excitement to that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
Sure. And please keep me updated, Sam.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty. Hey, Aria. There you are. You moved. Anything in particular you'd like me to work with on?
Hi, thank you. My left foot, it hurts when I put weight on it.
Okay.
on the bottom. It hurts on the bottom, in the
In the
ball of
palm
the
of the foot?
yeah, and also the big toe.
Okay. All
Thank you.
righty. Sure. All right. Did you sense something happening? Just curious.
Yeah, um, I don't know how to describe it though. It just,
It was breathing inside, and that's what I was
oh,
going for. Okay,
okay, okay.
cool.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure. And keep me updated, please.
I
Please.
will. Thank you so much.
All righty. And Wilma, my dear friend, are you there, hon? There you go.
Hello, I'm here. My camera's not functioning, so I apologize for that.
That's
I'm so
fine.
excited to be here this evening because I was guided to ask you the question about when you're working on someone, if those of us listening will receive the healing if our
Yes.
body wants it. And then you did answer the question, but once I was guided to ask it, as you're working with everybody, I've been just saying in my head, I accept all healing available to my body. And then when you mentioned
Cool.
one gentleman about what he had to do to nurture and satisfy, I changed it to I accept all healing available to nurture and satisfy my body. So I'm going to be running with that all the time so that I'm soaking up whatever is available for me that I don't realize I need, but my body needs. So I'm so grateful.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Oh, my honor.
So,
Is there
so my,
anything in? Go ahead. I'm
yes,
sorry.
my question is, I've been experiencing some congestion and not a lot of coughing, but like a sometimes just like a clear your throat coughing. And the
Yes.
bizarre thing is, my grandmother used to have that, and so of course my family makes a joke, as are you turning into grandmother? Because she used to clear her throat all the time. But there's also when I checked with, like, say, Louis, I don't take um, conventional medicines per se. I prefer to do things holistically and
Yeah.
naturally.
And that's why I want to tell you about a particular exercise and that you can try as well and see how it affects you. Before you go to bed, uh, have a lemon and squeeze it into a glass and
Okay.
fill it up with either warm water or cool water, whatever your preference, and drink it down in the water. It'll taste real tart. And
Okay.
then follow it with a clear glass of water that'll taste real sweet.
Okay.
Then go to bed when it's time to go to bed, right after you do that exercise. So do it before you go to bed. And
Okay.
during the night or in the morning, you'll flush yourself out. But what's happening is that the lemon being the strongest acidic fruit, it collects the toxins from your nodes and your glands into your colon area. And then when you go to the bathroom, you flush yourself out. That eliminates the toxins. So, and drink a glass of water in the morning and get it out of you. Make sure.
So a
So
whole
that
lemon or a half a lemon? A whole lemon.
you can do a half a lemon or a whole. It doesn't matter. It's still going to function. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
It does make sense, because what I was going to say after I said about my family making fun of me about sounding like my grandmother is when I checked with Louise Hayes about, the congestion thing, it supposedly is to do with the lungs and grief. And I've certainly had a lot of grief in my life. And
But not for you. Not for
yeah,
you. The body goes through chemical and physiological changes.
okay.
And
Perfect. Okay,
and
so I will do that.
great,
Can you do a blessing for my issue?
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
And this is a possibility. I'm not going to say it's exact. In a few days, you may start coughing up a lot of stuff. If you should, as you should, either way, know that that's the ending of the major part of it all.
It's interesting because when you were doing the blessing, I actually felt like popping inside my body, and
Yes.
then my central heart area got very warm, like the front part of my
Good.
body. I was feeling very, very warm. So I knew something was starting to release then. Thank you so much.
Oh, my honor. And always, as you know, drink a lot of water. Well, water is a healing agent and cleansing agent. It's a lubricant. It does everything. Uh, Good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Jesse, how you do you notice any difference in your neck yet at all? Just candidly. Turn on your mic.
I forgot about that part. I do notice a difference.
Good.
Why do you think that there's a resistance for me to accept that?
It's not a resistance. It's where anyone and everyone is at in their life. There's no right or wrong, good or bad in the mind of God. It's our perceptions. When we realize that it's our perceptions, that's what we think are the resistance. When we realize that, that's when there's less in what we call resistance, and there's more coming forth.
Yeah.
But it takes the realization of that, catching ourselves. That's what realization is, realizing in action. That's what it means, realization, realizing in action. That's when enlightenment for that moment happens, when we have a thought, oh, that's an enlightenment for that moment, which affects our life for the rest of our life. But it's shown to us, and we have an opportunity to do it more often, we find. And then we find ourselves more open, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
The strangest thing though is I wonder if I could have accepted this healing at any
No.
point.
No, wouldn't have been possible. We're here now.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
My knee is cooler, and I don't know that I just know that something good is happening, and I thank you that I can
That's
still
because you're good.
tell Santa, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Mary, how you doing, hon?
I'm good. I thank you for this opportunity to see you again and see everybody and for this beautiful.
Oh, next week. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing it. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday, Mark.
You too, everyone here. And thank you for being here. And please come back next Tuesday. Sam, how you doing, my friend? He's sleeping. That's okay. Cheryl, how you doing, my friend?
I'm getting very sleepy and ready for bed.
Going with the intent to rest.
Thank you.
Yes, and enjoy the rest. It's a
Blessings.
It's a gift.
Thank you very much.
And Nancy, how do you feel?
The sharpness is less, but the tension is, it seems like it's more so at the moment.
And it might
And
be an opening for regrowth of the muscle and connections, or finding its new pathways, etc. Let's find out.
yeah, yeah, they didn't cut any muscle, so
Good.
I imagine we're just talking skin and
But
fascia and all the nerves and all that
yeah,
stuff.
and there's space in there though. And so there has to be, it's like a cup of water. You have to find the balance in there, the tissue
Okay.
and all. Okay.
Right. Yeah, if I may, I've been prompted to say to Wilma, when you and open to the healing for your body, it's telling me to tell you and mind. So you can take that or not.
Thank you. Thank you. Aria, how you doing with your toe? I want to know. What do you think?
Yeah. Still hurts a tiny bit.
Like before though?
Not at all like before. Thank you. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Excellent. Let's see
Thank
what
you.
more happens, what more transpires.
Thank
And
you.
Paul, how do you feel?
Better. A little lighter in the chest.
You look marvelous, my friend. Focus
Thank
on
you.
that light. It's your life. It loves
Yes.
us.
Thank you. Oh, you know, I
Good.
wanted to make a comment that you've been talking about rest a number of times tonight,
Yes.
and in your, I think, Gnostic practice, if I recall.
Gnostic, not agnostic.
Right,
Gnostic.
right, yeah, Gnostic.
Agnostic is anti-God.
Right. Uh, is meditation used at all?
Most extensively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's
And
been really
but
helpful for me from the beginning when I went from sleeping well to not sleeping at all. And someone had introduced me to TM, transcendental meditation. It's just and I've been doing that for the last 13 years religiously, 20 minutes in the
cool.
morning, 20 minutes. And when I don't feel the effect as much or as dramatic now, but when I was just totally exhausted.
If you can
It
go ahead and if you want to venture out, if you choose to, if you can get my audio book and do the guided meditations there, they have a different function and a purpose,
okay.
and try them. But one thing I want to say real
Yeah.
briefly is that we have the ability to wonder about things. What say oh, I'm curious, what is this about? And if we stay with that wondering, then we find ourselves in contemplation. Contemplation is the activity of meditation, but it takes the initial wondering purposefully, learning how to purposefully wonder about something. Then we find ourselves in contemplation, which lasts longer, and that is the activity of meditation. If that makes sense. Just something to wonder
Sure.
about.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, and I wasn't
Cool.
doing like an advertising, but
Yeah.
to me, it's like
No,
it's
I didn't
helping.
see it
It's
that way.
another. I was thinking of Samantha, I think it was, who has 3 jobs and is tired all the time. That's taking that break, no matter
It
what
might
you
not
want to
be,
call it. Yeah,
yeah, it
to
might not be
rest.
it may not be conducive for Samantha.
Yeah,
There's another set of situations in her life that it may not be as conducive for. That's why I
sure.
suggested the resting.
Yeah,
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
sure. Thank you, Mark.
Enjoy the light. All right. Hey, Sam, Samantha, where are you? Get back here.
Yes, I was trying to go to bed.
There you go. All right. Enjoy.
Thank you,
Enjoy.
Mark.
Blessings.
Okay.
And Wilma, Anything in particular? You there, Wilma? There you are.
I'm still here and I'm appreciating the comment about adding and mind to my new little mantra.
Cool.
I think it was Mary who said that. And
Yes.
I'm feeling great. I want to say the right word, perhaps anticipation is not the right word, but that's the word that's popping in my mind. That I'm seeing the light on what this congestion is, and that is, I think there was a part of me that was worried that it might be, here I am crawling up to 70, a lung issue. But to hear you say that you're picking up on that, it's more toxins need to be released from my body.
Yeah.
That makes me feel excited that yes, this
Yes.
is
And
not
without the fear, without
yes,
the worry,
yes,
without the anxiety.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So thank you so much for that.
Blessing. And it's a spiritual experience.
It truly is.
Everyone, thank you so much for being here and have a lovely, lovely holiday or quiet holiday, whatever kind of holiday you have. And God bless you and hope to see you next week. If anyone's interested in an appointment, let me know, or a workshop. Let me know if you have questions, whatever. And I'd love to hear back from you. I love testimonials as well. Blessings to everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
Blessings,
Bye.
everyone. Good night. Thanks for sharing,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you, Mark.
Happy holidays. Thanks.